Among Dynasty's talented cast, Pamela Sue Martin and Al Corley played my children, Fallon and Stephen, born to a life of privilege, but determined to have their own identities.
Oh, God! Oh, you sweetheart!
Oh, it's been so long. It's good to see you.
Well, the dates
How many
look
years?
good.
20 or 40. I don't know.
You guys are exactly the same. Have you been staying here?
So are you.
Being at Filole after 25 years, remember when we shot the pilot? The 3-hour pilot?
I remember that scene that I did with you when you saved me from that snob when I was getting married.
That snooty wedding planner?
Now, which music will you prefer?
The Mendelssohn or the Wagner?
Is one better than the other?
Neither is very ocarone.
I think what Miss Jennings actually had in mind was something a little more obscure. Say, Bach's Siciliano from his flute sonata in E-flat major? You do know it, don't you, Mr. Afferton?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
How do you feel about a woodwind ensemble, Crystal?
That's where I realized that I had an ally with you in the house instead of all these other people who were trying to get rid of me.
But it was the first time that in a mainstream TV or any time on television, I think, that they had a gay leading man.
You mustn't be ashamed, Stephen.
I'm not. I'm lucky. It was very special for a while.
You loved him.
Yes, very much.
Well, that doesn't make you any less a man.
I had no idea also how important this character was to a lot of people. The letters that I got that said, this is the first thing I've ever seen where I can actually go to my parents and I can tell them, you know, hey, look, there's somebody else. There's a face to all this.
Your characters were so unique because she was so bold and so strong and adventurous, and you were sensitive and you were introverted. She was the boy that Blake always wanted.
The rich are different, Crystal. Don't make any mistake about that. See, the poor cut back in hard times. That's why they're poor. The rich know that's the time to spend. The game is called $1 Million Spit in the Ocean.
You just can't go around beating up every man in Colorado I sleep with.
Try me, Fallon. Try me. You're married to Jeff. You'll make that marriage work. Do you understand?
You know, Pamela and I were the anarchists of the family. You know, the two people who knew all of these evil little secrets and could care less about the power, could care less about the money.
Yeah.
They knew that they could rely on their love.
Here I am, scandal of Colorado, and here you are.
Blake Carrington's mistake. Boy, we are a pair.
Remember how after our mother left, I couldn't sleep for 6 months? I used to come in here and we'd hold hands in the dark.
In a way, these were two people that were trapped. They were trapped by their wealth, and they were trapped by all this stuff, and they were both squirming to get out. He was trying to live out his life. Fallon was trying to, and then we went off and did that.
When you said that you were going to leave, you said, I have to get off the show. I said, this ship is not sinking. Don't leave it. We are just going into being like the #1 show. We just become the #1 show. And you were saying that you want to leave and get on with your life. And I'm saying, but this is your life. This is a life.
I just felt like I'd been inside a studio for a long time, and it was time to get outside, outdoors. And I did go outside. I was riding horses and traveling and whatever, and it was good. But it was a good life here, too.
I just want to say that I'm really happy that I got a chance to come back and see everybody here.
I can't tell you how thrilled we are, Crystal.
Dynasty's most ruthless schemer was my son Adam, played by Gordon Thompson. If Adam had a soulmate, it had to be his mother, Alexis.
Funny
no boy.
My brother.
Hi, you look just wonderful.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello, you son of a bitch.
You're all you made me, sweetheart.
Yes.
Good to meet you at this long last.
Finally,
yeah.
25 years.
Wow, sit down. You did have some extraordinary scenes. You had such venom. You really were able to go from being charming and sweet and, oh, what a nice guy, to being so evil. And it was something that came over your face as you were able to do that really evil, manipulating thing. It was great.
Thank you, Joan. I cannot tell you how exciting it was. I was Michael Torrance, I think, in Billings, Montana. Then I finally found out that I actually was a Carrington.
Yes, you were kidnapped by the nanny that was working for us. The nanny disappeared, and they wanted a ransom for you. And then they never came through.
25 years ago, almost to this very day, our firstborn child was terribly and cruelly taken away from us. His name was Adam. Adam Carrington.
My grandmother called me into her bedroom one day. She was on her deathbed. And she said,
I'm dying, Michael, and I have to make peace with myself. I sinned when I stole you from that baby carriage.
Michael, look into my bottom drawer, and you'll find something I'd like you to look at. And it was a silver rattle. AAC was engraved on the tip of the rattle. And she said, your real name is Adam Carrington. And she made me look into the mirror and say,
Repeat it after me, Michael. I am Adam Carrington. Please.
I am Adam Carrington.
That's when my journey began back to my family.
If you're not in a hurry to get home, I'd like to buy you a drink. Just to talk. You see, right now I could use a father.
A father?
And a friend.
Not that common a phrase in this family, is it? Fathers and friends. Yes, I'd like to have that drink with you.
One of the nastiest things Adam ever did, and one of the things I found toughest to do inside, was rape. He raped the butler's daughter, Kirby. The day it was shown, Reagan had a speech to the nation, an address to the nation that evening. And the next day, the talk around the cooler was not about Reagan's speech. It was, did you see what Adam did to Kirby on Dynasty last night? I mean, I really was a son of a bitch.
Adam, stop it! Stop it! Adam!
We didn't work together, but did you paint Jeff Colby's office?
Yes. I hated him. And they thought, well, let's have Adam try to kill Jeff with poison paint.
This is top-of-the-line paneling. How come you're painting over it?
Because I like top-of-the-line paint.
Not too many offices use such a bright color. You sure you wanted it?
Yeah, I'm sure I had a custom blended. Do you mind?
Tell you what I mind. The smell. It's making me a little dizzy.
Well, then why don't you just get on with it and finish the job? I've been to the hospital. I've seen him. I can verify the fact that he suspects nothing. I've talked to doctors and lab technicians, and I know they haven't a clue as to the cause of his condition.
You know. Supposing someone starts to know what you've done. I know that to you, Jeff is just a pawn. But to me, he's a fine human being who was there when I needed him, when Cecil died. He was the only one who was. And now he's in a great deal of pain.
If he's in pain, they'll give him a pill.
And I must say, bad and evil as I appear to be, I couldn't really hold a candle to you occasionally. I loved working with you a lot, and I think that our scenes work together well.
Laurence Olivier said once, unless you really like the character that you're playing,
Yes.
you will never be believable. That is why when people say, oh, Alexa's an evil, manipulative, horrible bitch, I say, no, she's not. No, she's a woman who loves her children. She's a woman that wants power. She's a woman bent on revenge because she was kicked out. And so I'm constantly defending her because I liked her. And so did the audience.
Up next, Catherine Oxenberg remembers the most infamous wedding in television history. And later on, Joan Collins and Linda Evans share a private chat about love and war.
It's much more fun beating you up.
Plus our exclusive bloopers. When Dynasty Reunion, Catfights and Caviar...
Catherine Oxenberg was Dynasty's princess, my rich, beautiful, and sometimes spoiled daughter, Amanda.
Have some champagne. Sit.
So let me ask you, we were sisters?
Full-blood sisters.
It's so nice to meet you.
And you too, I think.
You're my sister too?
I never got to work with you, but I would have loved to have worked with you.
Oh, thank you. Likewise.
So, Joan?
Yes?
You're the first person who turned the word bitch into a compliment. Thank you for that. She used to call me little bitch, and I would call her affectionately big bitch.
But were you, so you were a bitch also?
Baby bitch.
Yes. Wasn't very well brought up, obviously. And I had very sloppy boundaries.
What was the first scene we did together? Do you remember?
Oh, God, you're putting me on the spot.
No.
Yes, I do remember. I popped into your penthouse out of an elevator.
That's
that was
right.
My first scene.
Yes.
What are you doing here, Amanda? I read in the Tribune that you were in trouble. You're supposed to be in Paris, school. I came to see if I could help. It's the least I could do for my mother.